Donald Trump's recent blanket pardons of January 6th insurrectionists, including high-ranking members of the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers, have sent shockwaves through the legal and political systems in Washington, D.C., sparking outrage from both sides of the political spectrum. The reaction from federal judges, even those Trump himself appointed, has been one of near-unanimous condemnation. This move is being seen as not only an affront to the judicial system but also a brazen act of authoritarianism. Judges' unified response. Judges in the D.C. District Court, who have presided over thousands of January 6th cases, have expressed unprecedented unity in their strong rebuke of violent insurrectionists. These judges, regardless of political affiliation, whether appointed by Trump, Obama, Biden, or even Reagan, have used their courtrooms to emphasize the severity of the January 6th attack. Judges like Carl Nichols, a Trump appointee, and Royce Lamberth, a Reagan appointee, have consistently issued harsh sentences to those involved in the insurrection, especially those who engaged in violent acts or displayed no remorse. These judges have repeatedly stated that blanket pardons for violent offenders would be an affront to their work, the Constitution, and the justice system. Many have framed their rulings as protecting democracy itself, with some even explicitly calling out the danger of allowing unrepentant individuals back into society. The consensus has been clear: violent insurrectionists pose a profound and ongoing threat, and their actions represent an attack not just on the Capitol, but on the very foundations of American democracy. Trump's blanket pardons. Despite this judicial consensus, Donald Trump recently announced blanket pardons for a range of January 6th offenders, from high-profile figures like Enrique Tarrio, the leader of the Proud Boys, and Stewart Rhodes, the founder of the Oath Keepers, to lesser-known participants who engaged in violent acts. These pardons have included individuals convicted of sedition and conspiracy, with some receiving sentences exceeding 20 years. Trump's actions directly contradict the advice and warnings of his own judicial appointees, including Judge Nichols, who had cautioned against such measures. The move has been described by legal experts and commentators as a betrayal of the Constitution and the rule of law. Many have noted that Trump's actions effectively undermine the work of the judiciary, dismissing years of effort to hold insurrectionists accountable. The judge's perspective. The D.C. District Court judges, who have spent the past 3 years managing the largest prosecutorial effort in the history of the Department of Justice, DOJ, have taken Trump's blanket pardons as a personal affront. These judges have meticulously reviewed evidence, heard victim testimony, and delivered sentences aimed at deterring future attacks on democracy. For them, Trump's actions are not just politically motivated but also dangerously dismissive of the rule of law. Judges have spoken out during sentencing hearings, addressing insurrectionists directly and making their positions clear. One judge, for instance, told Enrique Tarrio that he was no hero but a traitor. Another lambasted an individual who tossed D.C. Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone, calling his actions a stain on the nation's history. These statements reflect the judges' collective belief that January 6th was an attempted insurrection and that those responsible should face severe consequences. Political undermining of the judiciary. Trump's blanket pardons also raise questions about the broader implications for the judiciary. By ignoring the advice of his own appointees and undermining their rulings, Trump has sent a message that he views the courts as tools for his political agenda rather than independent arbiters of justice. This approach not only alienates judges but also threatens the integrity of the judicial system. Moreover, Trump's actions have exposed rifts within his own party. While some Republicans, like Senator J.D. Vance, have publicly supported the pardons, others have distanced themselves from the decision. For example, Trump's pick for Attorney General, Pam Bondi, initially stated that violent insurrectionists should not be pardoned. However, Trump's decision to issue blanket pardons directly contradicted her position, leaving her politically humiliated and undermined. This dynamic highlights a broader trend within Trump's leadership style, a willingness to disregard or undermine his own allies if it serves his personal agenda. Bondi's situation is particularly striking as it mirrors Trump's broader pattern of authoritarian behavior. By publicly contradicting his own AG pick, Trump has signaled that his word is final and that his appointees serve at his whim, regardless of their expertise or positions. The broader implications. The implications of Trump's actions extend far beyond the judiciary. Legal experts and former DOJ officials like Harry Litman have described the blanket pardons as an unprecedented betrayal of constitutional principles. Litman, who has served as a federal prosecutor and clerked for 2 Supreme Court justices, emphasized that Trump's actions represent a direct assault on the rule of law. Litman noted that the D.C. District Court is uniquely positioned to handle high-profile cases involving national security, criminal justice, and federal policy. By alienating this critical judicial body, Trump risks creating long-term damage to the relationship between the executive and judicial branches. This could have far-reaching consequences for future administrations, as the judiciary may become less willing to cooperate with an executive branch that has shown such blatant disregard for its rulings. A path toward authoritarianism. Trump's decision to issue blanket pardons for January 6th insurrectionists has also fueled concerns about his authoritarian tendencies. Legal scholars have pointed out that these pardons are not about justice or reconciliation, but about consolidating power. By pardoning individuals who were involved in a violent attempt to overturn the 2020 election, Trump is effectively signaling his support for their actions and positioning them as loyal allies in his broader political agenda. This approach is a stark departure from traditional uses of the pardon power, which have historically been reserved for individuals who demonstrate remorse and rehabilitation. In contrast, many of those pardoned by Trump have shown no remorse, with some even boasting about their actions. This not only undermines the purpose of the pardon power, but also emboldens others who may be inclined to engage in similar behavior in the future. Conclusion. Trump's blanket pardons for January 6th insurrectionists have drawn widespread condemnation from judges, legal experts, and political commentators. The D.C. District Court, which has been at the forefront of prosecuting these cases, has expressed unified outrage at Trump's actions, viewing them as a direct attack on the rule of law. At the same time, Trump's decision has exposed deeper rifts within his own party, as allies like Pam Bondi find themselves politically undermined and humiliated. The broader implications for the judiciary and democracy are profound, as Trump's actions represent a dangerous step toward authoritarianism. As the fallout from these pardons continues to unfold, it is clear that Trump's actions will have lasting consequences for the judiciary, the justice system, and the future of American democracy.